Hey guys, back with another video, and today we have our July wrap up. Okay, so just want you guys to know that some of the books that are in this July wrap up will also be in another video that is my Horror in 24 wrap up. Okay, not all of them, but some of them. Okay. So we are going to start off with the physical books that I have right here with me. All right, so Stephen King, Salem's Lot. Really good read. I'm not, if I went into detail about everything, it would literally take me forever. So I'm going to try not to do that this time. So for this book, I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars, not a 5 out of 5 stars. I believe it was because of the ending or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it just didn't. I actually am not going to sit here and just read everything that I wrote about it because I'm looking at my Goodreads. But I did give it a 4 out of 5 stars. Next, we have Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. In this book, I believe I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars. This one really quick, I can give you my thoughts on this one because this just didn't get a 4 or a 5 star because it was just too slow. Usually I don't like books that are written by one sex as from the perspective of another. So she is a female writing a book as like from a male perspective. I don't typically like those. This one was okay because this was more on the psyche of a human being rather than physical descriptions and feelings that are attached to physical descriptions. So I think that's why I liked it. But I didn't like it because it was just slow. Like my only downside is because it was slow, but it was so slow that I had to take several breaks because I kept falling asleep. But I think that's also the appeal of the gothic horror from way back when. And even though this is a small book, it's a 160 page book, it's still, in my personal opinion, moved very slow. Next, we have Home Before Dark by Riley Sager. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. Highly, highly, highly recommend. There wasn't a single part of this that I didn't like, other than the fact that it is a male author writing from a female's perspective. I don't know why that bothers me, but it does. But again, this did not stop it from getting a 5 out of 5. It got a 5 out of 5 because it was very well written, and it was more on the psychological descriptions from a female perspective than it was of the female body and the feelings that are attached to it. Next, we have Pet Sematary by Stephen King. Ignore the yellow flap. This is just prompt for another video. But I believe I gave this a, let's see. I can't find it. But this would be a 4 out of 5 stars for me. I don't know why. Okay, here it is. Because it's under a different one. No, it was actually a 5 out of 5. This is a 5 out of 5 stars. Very well written, straight to the point, not overly descriptive like some of his other books. Very good. 5 out of 5. Next, we have American Street. I'm not going to even say the author's name because I don't want to butcher it. This book was completely different than what I thought it was going to be. I did give this a 4 out of 5 stars. This is highly, highly recommended. I can't remember because my review on this is so long, why I didn't give it a complete 5 out of 5, but 4 out of 5, highly recommend. Next, we have Little Darlings by Melanie Golding. I believe I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. I can't remember why it didn't get a 5. I would say y'all just look me up on Goodreads. I should be, I don't even know what my name is on my Goodreads. I should be April Grob, Grob as in boy, or Nerdtastic, which would be my YouTube name. So either one of those, you can find me. Well, I wouldn't say either. Try one of those two, and you can find me on Goodreads. And then you can see all of my stars and my reviews. But I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. Really good. Highly recommend. I do not recommend for anyone who is pregnant, whether you're pregnant with twins or just one baby or triplets or, you know, other, was it quintuplets or, you know, whatever the 5 is. And then, but, you know, people who are pregnant in general. Do not recommend you read this. Not until after at least, I would say at least 7 to 8 weeks after you're pregnant, if you want to go that close to you know, just having a baby. If you want to go longer, I'd recommend like a year, maybe 2. But I would not want anyone to read this while they are pregnant. But I do highly recommend this as a read. Yeah, really good book, just not for pregnant people. All right, other books that I have read that I don't have hand copies of is The Changeling. This is only 2 pages and it's a poem, and I read this because of this book. Sorry if that's a spoiler, which I'm pretty sure it is a spoiler because the myth of Changeling is very predominant in this book. But that's all I'm going to say, though. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to give it away, and that's why I read Changeling. I gave the poem a 5 out of 5 stars. What else did I read? Oh, here it is. I also read Goosebumps, Stay Out of the Basement. Of course, I gave that a 5 out of 5. It's one of my favorite Goosebumps books. Goosebumps is what got me started in the first place. I'm trying to think, was there any other books that I read that I didn't write down in my Goodreads? Because sometimes I read books and I just don't put it in my Goodreads. I think I talked about these 2 though in my last wrap up. White Rage, White Fragility. I think I talked about those in my other 2, so I probably read those already. And not a complete wrap up because I'm kind of in the middle of these 2 books, but I didn't want to mention them in this wrap up because I'm almost finished with them and they probably will not make it into my August wrap up. But we have Stephen King, The Outsider. I will probably finish this in the next day, maybe next 2 days. So this is almost finished. Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets, because I started my reread of the Harry Potter books not last month, but I think the month before, when I participated in the Owls, right before all the craziness on Twitter with J.K. Rowling. Her aside, I still love these books. I will still read them. I'm sorry for whoever does not like that. But for me personally, it's easy to separate author and novel when it is not a memoir or a life story. So, Chamber of Secrets, I'm almost finished with this. So, and then there is one other book that I am almost finished with that I need to show you guys. And that is, see, my that's the other thing. Sometimes my stuff, the Overdrive app does not always go very well with, what am I trying to say? With the app on my iPad. So I use it on my phone, but I use my phone to record my videos. But oh, there we go. But I also use it on here, and it can sometimes be a bust when I try to pull it up on, there it is. When I try to pull it up on my stuff, it just sometimes doesn't act right. So, see if you can see that picture without all that glare. The Outsiders. So my soon-to-be 13-year-old has my physical copy of this book somewhere in his room. When I say somewhere, it means I don't know, and I don't feel like going through his room to find out where it is. So those 3 books will be finished in the next day or 2. So I went ahead and included them in this wrap up because they won't be in, I said earlier that they most likely won't be in my August wrap up. They won't be in my August wrap up. Even though it is August, and technically I'm reading it in August because today is August 4th. It won't be in my wrap up. And that's just me being honest. Okay. So that is my July wrap up. Let me know if any of you guys have read any of these books. Comment down below if you have. Let me know your thoughts on them. If you have not already subscribed to my lovely channel, I would ask that you please consider it. And if you do subscribe, or if you have already subscribed and you have not clicked that notification bell, please do so that you can be alerted the next time I make a video and post a video. So that is all I have. And until next time, bye.